Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Naa Abili. Today we are looking at added fullness. Added fullness is another principle in pattern making. If a design calls for extra fabric to be added to a garment, such as in pleats, flares, gathers, ruffles, all of them, completely beyond what the block provides, how does a pattern maker achieve that? That's what brings us to this principle, added fullness. So today I'm going to walk you through the different types of added fullness and help you to recognize them, how to achieve them first, how to recognize and then identify each of them. So it's going to be very exciting, so stay with me as usual. I'll be dropping tips here and there, I usually do. And then the new people are welcome. Just subscribe if you are new here, join the family, and then turn on your post notifications to be notified as and when I upload the video. So let's go straight to my table. So there are different types of added fullness, but they all follow the same method when plotting. It's made up essentially of the series of slash lines. Then the slash lines are cut through, and then the slash pieces are opened up according to the type of fullness we're looking for. So I'm going to use this piece of paper to demonstrate how this works. And so I'm going to use mostly the top and then the bottom part, these two parts, to demonstrate the different types of fullness. The first type that I'm going to work on is the one-sided fullness. One-sided fullness. So as you can see, I've already drawn my slash lines across this paper. So I'm going to cut through this paper quickly. So I'll number the portions first. The parts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 parts here. And so with the one-sided fullness, I think this part, push, give some light. Right, so I just intensified my lighting system. I hope you can see. I hope you can see this. So I'm going to draw a line right across my paper, a vertical line, and then I'm going to slash through these pieces according to the type of fullness I'm working on. This is a one-sided fullness, so the fullness will be on only one side. So I'm slashing through this quickly to create a hinge at the top. You can see I'm not cutting through all of it because this fullness is only one-sided. So I need the fullness on just, I think, the lower part or the hem. There'll be no fullness at the top. So I'm slashing through like that. Right. So I have 6 pieces. So I have 3 to either side. Yes. Each side has 3 pieces. So I'm going to just distribute these pieces according, equally, or however you want it. It's up to you. You know how much fullness you want to add to your work. So go on and then add it. You can measure it, or you can just, eyeball it. So for the sake of the new people here, I'll just take my time and then go over it gently. I hope you can see it. Let me shift this a bit. So let's say, for instance, if you're using 3 or 4 centimeters right here, 4, then you can spread the rest 4 or 5. That's 5. Just equally, however you want it. You are adding fullness. So let's say, for instance, if this was a the edge of a sleeve or a skirt. You're opening up a skirt to have a flared effect. This is how you do it, right? So you open the other side up. You tape it down quickly. Shift this a bit. I think we'll have it more to this. Yes, and then quickly tape it down. How much of it? Right, so you can see that fullness has been added to just one end. The other end remains the same. And so I'll quickly blend it. You blend in. Yeah, so I'll blend in the edges quickly. You can also do this by swinging the tip, but I'll teach that later in another video. So I'm tracing around it. I'm tracing around this quickly. Yes. So I'll remove these pieces, and then we can see so we can see the effect. You can see the top, there's an arc here, and also the lower part has also been arced but opened up here at the lower part, and the top remains as it is. The pattern remains. Yeah, so this is one-sided fullness. So I'm going to go on to a second type of fullness, which will be the equal fullness. So this time I'm going to open up the pieces equally. You know, the first one was one-sided fullness, so the slashed pieces were opened up only on one side. This time I'm going to open this up equally. This is the equal fullness. And so as usual, I have my line here, but this time I'm also going to square a line across. Let's see, I think this should be enough. Line across to guide us, because I'm going to open up the pieces on the two sides. All right, so this time I'm cutting the pieces through completely. So I have my second piece, and 3, 4, 5 and 6 pieces. I've slashed them. I've cut right through as complete pieces. So I'm going to lay them out. So 3 to other side. Right, so my measurement, whatever I add to the top, I add to the lower part. So I have 3 here, I'll have 3 here. So 3, number 1, 2, 3. So number 1 comes here, and then I pin it, or I tape it down quickly. Let me shift this way. So I tape this down. And then the same amount, whatever I add to the top, I go to the lower part and then add it. So I do the same here, right? One, let me keep my tape measure on the table, just slipping, right? So I have my 2 second piece here, and then my 3rd piece, same. What I add to the upper part, I add to the lower part. This is equal fullness. Equal fullness. So the first one was one-sided fullness, and this is equal fullness. So I do the same on this side, the same on this side, and then I spread my pieces out like that, right? I'm taking my time because you know the objective of this channel is to teach pattern making from the basics, for everybody to understand pattern making and also enjoy it. So I don't want to rush through it. I want you to really get everything right, so that later when we are using these principles, and then when we are applying the principles and using the techniques, you will know exactly what I'm doing. So this is added fullness, the equal fullness, right? So I'll do the same here. I've added 3 centimeters to the top, and I come to the lower part and add the same amount, the same amount here, right? So then I'll trace around it. I'll trace around this to get my pattern, my finished completed pattern, right? So you can see we already have a line here, so I trace and then go here. I trace, everything here. So I just have a rectangle, that's all. So this is good when we want to make ruffles, as in gathered skirts, finish off edges of sleeves with ruffles. That's how you do it. So I'm going to take this off, and then we'll see the finished product. Yes, so this is equal fullness. Equal fullness, right? So this is equal fullness. You can see the 2 sides are the same amount of fullness added to the upper and then the lower ends, right? So let's look at a 3rd fullness. A 3rd fullness, I'll do it here. A 3rd fullness, and the 3rd type is the unequal fullness. So this time I'm going to add fullness to both sides, but they will not be equal. The fullness will not be equal, it will be different. So I think if we work here, that will be fine. I hope you can see it. My table is a bit I hope you can. So right here I have my perpendicular line, I have my vertical line here, and so I have my 3 pieces to the left and then 3 pieces to my right. All right, so I'm going to start with my first piece. So I'm going to work from here, and so for the upper part I'll add 2 centimeters, and then when I come to the lower part I'm going to add 4. So you see, I've added fullness to both sides. I am adding fullness to both sides, but unequally. The top is 2, the lower part 4. Right, so here we go. Good. So I have my second piece. I do the same likewise.
So I hope you can see it. I really don't want you to miss any part of it. Right. So here we are. So I'll give it about 2. How much did I do here? I think 2 centimeters to the top, and then the bottom you have about 4 or 5 centimeters. Here we are, up here. So you can see we are getting the arc. And then again, I go on another 2, then the lower part will be more. That's it. So here we go. So you can see the arc is forming. It's forming. So I'll leave it, and then let's continue on this side. Let's continue here. So I come in with my 2, and then my lower part is 4, so 4 or 5, something like that. So I attach. That's it. That's it. So I go on with the next one, another 2, and then more the lower part. Yes, and then here, and then of course we do the same here, the 6th piece. I come up here, I have about 2, and then more than 2 at the hem. So here we are. That's it. So I'm going to trace around this quickly to give us the beautiful arc we expect. So I use my curve. I think I will need to do a video on the tools. I'll do that for you. But for now, this is my curve, my pattern master, and so I'm just blending in what I've done. So the lower part, you can see I have an arc. I have an arc here. Yes, so I trace around. Can you see? Can you see this side? Yes. So I trace around here, and I come to the top, and then again blend it. Come here and blend in the side to get a beautiful arc, and then I trace out the side. Right, so I think we have everything lined up, so I can remove my slashed pieces. These were used for plucking. Right, that's it. So this is the 3rd type of added fullness. This is the unequal fullness. So we have the one-sided fullness, equal fullness, and then the unequal fullness. As you can see, fullness has been added to both sides, but unequally. So you may have a little ruffle here, then you may have a flare here. Right, so let's see how this applies to our bodice. For instance, so if we want to create a beautiful flared bodice, how do we do it? Let's do it now, so you see how this plays out. I think I'll flip this paper and we can use it from the back. So whilst we are at it, please remember to like the video and then share it and leave a comment. In fact, what I want is for you to tell me the 3 types of added fullness that we've covered. I just finished those 3, and then if you're new here, you're welcome, and do well to subscribe and then stay with the family. And then when you subscribe, remember to turn on your post notifications to receive to be notified as and when I upload a video. Right, so here we are. I'm going to add fullness to this block and the bodice to create a flared top. You can see I've already transferred the dart from the bust to the waist. So when it comes to added fullness, in the direction of the fullness, the dart forms part of the fullness. And so I'm not going to take this dart away because I want fullness here at this base. So the dart will form part of the fullness, and then we're going to add to it. Remember, the added fullness, we are adding to what the dart excess provides us in the construct of the block. So we have our dart here, dart excess here. We're not going to take it out. We'll leave it and then we'll add to it. All right, so let's see how this goes. I think, let me take out these pieces. Right, so remember the method. It's made up of series of slash lines. So I'm going to draw my slash lines here. We're just going to open this bodice only on this side. So I'll cut this through. This is one-sided because we want the flare only at the hem. So I cut through and then create a hinge here. For the new people, I have videos on all this, on the use of the techniques, and so you just go back to my earlier videos. You understand slash spread, how to create a hinge and all of that. I have videos on them, so just go back to my earlier videos and you'll find everything. So here we are. I've slashed through this. I've already created I do my slash lines, and then in the direction of the fullness, you can see the fullness is towards the hem. So I have cut through this and I'm opening up towards the hem because that is where I want the fullness. We want to create a flared top. So I'm going to tape this down. I'm taping this down quickly. I think I'll take in about quite a generous amount. I want a lovely flare. So I have about 7.5 centimeters here. And then I tape this down. So I'm going to open this up maybe a little more, just about that much. I have about, yeah, just about 7 centimeters. And then I tape it down. Right, so you can see the fullness is only on one side. So this is one-sided fullness. So I'm going to blend it quickly so we get a beautiful flare at the hem. Yeah, right, so I'll blend this quickly into my pattern. And then I trace out what I have here. Trace it out. I'm going to cut it anyway. So this is it. I'll cut it out for us to see what it looks like. Right. So trim this. So remember to subscribe. I'll cut it out quickly. Right. So So this is what the pattern looks like. That is, you can see I've created a flare at the hem, including the existing dart. So the dart excess has also provided us with the excess in the block itself, and then we have also given it a one-sided fullness to give it this beautiful look. Right, so let's see, shall we do another one? I think our time is running out, but I hope you understand it. So please comment and then state the 3 types of fullness I have dealt with. The 3 types of fullness here, and then remember to indicate whether you are subscribed. Are you a subscriber? Please let me know. Just say I'm a subscriber. I am a subscriber in the comment, and then give me the 3 main types. Even if 2, you can give me 2, I'll be happy. Right, I'm working on something for you, so let me know how well you understand this, and definitely leave a comment. I thank you very much for staying with me, and I'll see you in the very next video, which is a continuation of this. Ciao and stay safe. Bye.